Hi, I'm here in beautiful Costa Rica, and I just want to do a video about part of my healing and process that I do to work through some of my pain and emotions, and to help really release those emotions and to release that pain so that I can be there for my family and be supportive for my kids in a way that is complete. So these past few years have been very interesting on my end and very painful, but also very expansive. I've learned so much about myself and so much about others. And I used this process when I first got divorced about 2 years ago, but I did it mentally. I wasn't really quite ready to actually write down everything and do the process that I'm about to share with you. And even mentally rehearsing this process helped me tremendously. And this time I thought I would continue the practice, but do it in a physical way. So, you know, part of my emotional pain lately has been that I expected divorce to look a certain way. And in life, we all have these expectations. We all have these stories that we play in our head of what we expect a marriage to look like, or a job situation, or anything really. And when that doesn't manifest, when that's not our reality, we have a hard time letting go of that story. So lately, I've been going through a lot of pain because I had this idea of what divorce would look like. I had, you know, this pretty picture that we would still be somewhat of a family, that, you know, with my ex, I could co-parent, and that we'd have this lovely relationship as co-parents, as divorced co-parents, and that hasn't really been my reality. And without getting too far into that, I really just want to share the process with you. So the process to help me through this pain and through this emotional turmoil that I've been experiencing, I went ahead and I wrote down all of my expectations, all of my hopes and dreams of what I thought divorce would look like, and what I thought co-parenting with an ex would look like. So I wrote it all down, and the process is, like, as you're writing it down, you want to really feel the emotions. So when I was writing this down, I cried, I screamed, I let out everything that I was feeling, and I pictured it like going through my hand and onto the paper as I'm writing it. And I'm not going to show it to you because it's personal, but I look at it and I can see the anger or the hurt coming out through my writing. So depending on how fast I was writing, or how hard I was pushing the pen into the paper, it all tells me about my subconscious emotions and my conscious emotions that I was going through at the time that I was writing this out. So even that self-awareness and that knowledge helps me to process the pain better, and helps me, you know, just come to terms with it. So I actually wrote this about a month ago, and it's taken me that whole month to even come to terms with closing out this process and finishing the healing process. But I figure I'm here in Costa Rica and I'm learning all about emotional release, so I'll finish the process now, since I've been doing so much emotional work this week. So after I write everything down, after I've gone through and felt those emotions and really experienced all that trauma really, and putting it onto the paper, what I'm gonna do is set it on fire, because fire is a very cleansing energy. It helps us to let go of things. It helps to transform that energy into something that's more positive or more beneficial, that can drive us towards our next goal, our next awakening, our next, you know, spiritual awareness. So I like to free up that energy, and because it is a really kind of a death to my expectations. It's a death to the story that I wrote in my head about what a divorced situation would look like. And fire, you know, has been traditionally used in death ceremonies, and it is a very healing type of practice. And I like the energy of fire. It's a big part of who I am as a person. So I choose to use fire. You can also, if you'd like to try this practice on yourself, you can also bury it if you're not comfortable with fire. I don't suggest like putting a balloon string to it and letting it go in the air, because that just pollutes our earth and isn't really beneficial. But you can either bury it, or like I'm gonna do, just set fire to it. And as it burns, I'm gonna be re-experiencing all that pain, because I need to let it go. And I've literally been carrying it around in my purse and in my heart for a long time. Physically in my purse, it's been about a month, but in my heart for a long time. So I wanted to let go of that emotion so that, again, I can free up and have the energy to be used on something that I'm passionate about now and moving my life forward. So yeah, we just really literally set fire to it and watch it burn, and experiencing that pain and letting go of that pain. Really imagining as the flames are going and burning the paper, it's taking away all of that pain. It's letting those emotions release from our body. So this is the process, and it's really helped me. I am going to finish it on my own because I don't want to share all those tears with you. But I hope it's a process that you'll take up for yourself, even if it's just mental, or if you want to do it like completely, really write it down on paper and let all your emotions into the paper. I would definitely suggest that. But if you're not at a point where you can actually do it physically, mentally also has huge healing benefits. And I hope this helps you. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day. Thank you for joining me.